Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Kurataayuni. I am from group 3. This morning, I will make a presentation about the economic crisis in Indonesia due to the coronavirus. An economic crisis is a condition in which a country's financial condition has decreased or slumped downward. As we know, Indonesia has experienced two economic crises, namely the monetary crisis, the global financial crisis, which also affected Indonesia and is currently threatened by a pandemic. The Central Statistic Agency announced that Indonesia's GDP in Q2 2020 experienced minus 5.32% compared to Q2 2019. Indonesia's minus GDP growth indicates unfavorable economic conditions due to the pandemic. This situation has major impact on the demand and supply of goods and services in Indonesia, which allows for an economic crisis due to low imports and exports. Then, what is COVID-19? How did the virus cause the economic crisis? And the last is the economic crisis is very dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, let's discuss. Okay, first of all, what is COVID-19? COVID-19 is a disease caused by a virus named SARS-CoV-2. The SARS-CoV-2 virus itself belongs to the coronavirus group or corona, along with the virus that cause SARS and MERS. COVID-19 itself stands for coronavirus disease 2019. This virus started from Wuhan, China at the end of 2019 and spread throughout the world, including Indonesia in March 2020. Quotes from GHG SCC. To date, the total number of human cases infected with this virus is 270 million and 53 million dead. In Indonesia alone, the number of people who were infected was 426 million and 144,000 dead. This disease is transmitted through droplets of phlegm when coughing, so we must always cover our mouth when coughing so that it doesn't spread to other people, even though we don't have the coronavirus. Wherever you are, still wear a mask, friends. Secondly, how did the virus cause the economic crisis? The world economic system has undergone significant changes due to the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the changes is the Fed's interest rate policy. The Fed cut its benchmark interest rate by 1% to near zero to prop up the US economy during the coronavirus pandemic. And then Fed is the central bank of the United States. If the United States experiences an economic crisis, it will also have an impact on Indonesia because the outflow of capital from investors makes the supply of foreign exchange in a country decrease or its currency weakens, such as the US dollar. For the context in Indonesia itself, in the context of importing raw materials and capital goods. The following are the impacts of a prolonged pandemic on the economic sector that allow an economic crisis to occur, including 1. Weakening household consumption or people's purchasing power. Tightening regulation in various sectors from the PPKM regulation have an effect on the ups and downs of the economic sector. 2. The decline in investment figures. 3. Economic downturn. The tax revenue pressure affects the previously recovered income. 4. Shifting business patterns due to restrictions on people's access in various economies. The government continues to try to suppress the rate of increase in the transmission of coronavirus disease 29. On the other hand, the government is also trying to overcome the impacts arising from this pandemic, one of which is in the economic sector. This is because the safety and economic resilience of the community is the government's top priority. And the last is the economic crisis very dangerous. The economic crisis is very dangerous and even becomes something that every country is afraid of. Following are the effects of the economic crisis. 1. Unemployment rate rises. 2. Poverty rate is increasing because people have no income. 3. The government has difficulty in meeting the needs of state spending. And then conclusion. The factor for the economic crisis was due to the COVID-19 pandemic that spread throughout the world. This condition was very worrying because it caused many conflicts such as economic shortages, difficulties in the world of work, a decline in sector factories were closed, and even caused a decline in trade until as a result. This pandemic has suffered heavy losses which have resulted in the closure of several natural recreation sectors as well as a maximum decline. Unfortunately, the news circulating that Indonesia is experiencing an economic crisis is wrong, but only recession. The difference with the crisis is that the crisis is a drastic economic downturn, while a recession is like an economic downturn, but not too drastically. The point is don't be careless, keep following the health protocols so that we can all meet face to face. The government must do what is best for all of us. Here's the reference. That's all from my presentation. If there are shortcomings in reading, please understand because I'm all still learning, and if there are shortcomings PowerPoint, I'm sorry. I say goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.